What's up, YouTube? How are you guys doing this morning? Hey, it's Chance with Diem. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know it's been a bit, well, for you guys it will seem like yesterday, but it's been actually about a month and a half since we recorded the first video of us, closing on our lot. And it's been wild. It's been a crazy month and a half, I will tell you. So I'm driving to the lot right now, and it's been a roller coaster. We've had lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of surprises, some moments where it's just like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do this? So while I'm driving to the lot, I just thought I would kind of update you and walk you through a lot of it. I haven't been great at getting video of it in the moment. Just so you guys have an idea, I transitioned between jobs over the last month and a half, started a new job, and just stuff's been pretty crazy just all around with summer and activities and sports with the kids and everything. This morning my kids started first day of school, so we sent them off to school. That's always fun. That's always exciting for them. Kind of a bittersweet moment. But I'm headed to the lot right now. But to kind of fill you guys in, so we closed on the lot about a month and a half, 2 months ago, give or take. And since then, it's been interesting. Like I said, I told you guys I would shoot you straight and kind of tell you exactly what it's like to try to build a building, build a business, operate this business. So like I said, I got a new job, work full time. Okay, so I'm doing this kind of on the side to get it going. The plan is to work my job full time and run this business, hire staff, hire a manager, and my wife and I will help it to run, as well. But so since we closed, before we had closed, I had gotten all the plans, right? All the building plans, and they were all done. And I had talked to the city, and I thought we were good to go. So we closed. As soon as we closed, I was able to start submitting plans to the city to get building permits. And lo and behold, the plans that they required, they have to be architectural plans. So I had engineered plans, but come to find out, when it's a business and the public, comes and goes within that business, you have to have architectural plans because those plans have certain details within them that pertain to like life safety stuff. So maximum occupancy and flow and exits and a lot of that type of stuff that I didn't know we had to worry about. So kind of the first thing that I learned was that we had to have those plans. And so I got on the phone with a bunch of architectural companies as soon as I found out we couldn't use those plans. And I was getting bids anywhere from like $10,000 to $20,000. And just so you guys have an idea, we have some reserves that we had set aside for stuff like this. About $50,000 of reserves, but about 30 of that is going to go into equipment that we will need once we open the doors. And so, $10,000 for architectural plans was a giant unexpected expense. But it's just kind of the cost of entry. It's just the cost of doing business. We're already way too far past the point of no return. So, long story short, we had him start going on those architectural plans. That took him about 3 to 4 weeks. Luckily, that's actually really quick turnover. So we were able to get those done, get those submitted to the city, and they approved them, luckily. And so about a month ago now, we were able to break ground and start construction. So that's super exciting. sucks that we had that unexpected expense, but it is what it is. I planned on, I'm sure we will have a lot of those, and we have had a bunch of unexpected situations, and I'll go through a few more of those with you. So that was kind of the first thing. The second thing was the first day that we were supposed to break ground. I met my contractor out there. We were stepping off the building, making sure it was positioned, kind of how we wanted it on the lot, and kind of figuring out all those details. And like I said, I apologize. I'm going to do better about capturing things as they're happening instead of talking about them in the past, because it's way better to kind of be there in the moment. You can see it happen in the moment. So I'll make a commitment that I'm going to do better to get that. Like I said, it's just challenging working a full-time job, being a dad, all those types of things. It's just sometimes I'm not able to make it when my contractor's going. But anyways, I met him there at the job, and we're stepping off the building. We got that kind of all figured out. And then my contractor goes to get the building permit from the city so that he can start digging, the foundation and the footings and all that stuff. And, when he's there, we're trying to figure out power and water and sewer, where we're going to pull those in from. And with the sewer, so the power and water was pretty easy. We had water right there on the property. We had power down in the corner that we could pull from. So those were pretty evident where we pull them in from. But the sewer, so the closest sewer manhole, and I'll show you today, was clear down in the corner of the lot, kind of across the little road. And the maps that I got from the guy I bought the property from weren't real descriptive as to where exactly those sewer lines run. And it's kind of interesting that, so the city sewer, they don't map where they put it. So, which is weird. So anyways, long story short, we had to have like a rotor-rooter guy come out with his camera snake, and he snaked down inside the manhole and followed the pipe to see if there's any tie-ins that we could hook into. And unfortunately there wasn't. And so basically what that means is it was looking like if we had to dig clear over to that manhole, I mean, it could be another added expense anywhere from 15 to 30 grand. And so like day one, 10 minutes in, we're looking at this expense, wondering, my contractor's essentially saying, hey, this is what this is going to cost to tie into the sewer. Like, what do you want to do? Are we moving forward with this, or are you gonna bag it? And that was tough, because like I said, we have 50 grand to be able to buy the equipment, which 30 of that will cost, we'll go into the cost of the equipment. So that leaves us like $20,000 of play. Now we have a little bit of, we have some investments and different things that we can like pull from in a drastic need if we need it, but I really don't want to have to get at those if we can help it. But so anyways, I sat there for a second, kind of thought it through, and like I said, we're too far into this. We're a almost year and a half into this, where it's taken that long to find the property, purchase the property, get the loan all set up, all that stuff. It took forever. And so for me, it was just like, hey, we'll figure out the money. Keep going. Yeah, let's we're gonna go with it. So he leaves to go get the permits from the city, and while he's doing that, I was trying to figure out this sewer situation. So I was calling the city, calling the survey company that the previous owner used, trying to figure all that stuff out. And when my contractor gets back, he pulls up and he's like, hey man, I don't know if I can do this job for you. And so I said, what do you mean? You know, like I already hired you to do this. And he says, well, talking with the guy at the city, the building permit, you know, guy that's in charge of everything, he was kind of lining out a lot of the requirements to my contractor, and my contractor's like getting freaked out, because typically his focus has been residential, not commercial. And we're building in kind of like a neighboring city that the building requirements are a little more strict. And the building permit guy told him that, you know, when we pour our foundation and our footings and all those types of things, that we were going to have to test the concrete. So what that means is every time we pour something, they have to pour these test tubes, and then they have to wait 20 days for the tubes to cure, and then they have to take them to a test thing, and they pull them apart to make sure that the PSI of the concrete is up to the standards of what our plans were. And so my contractor's just like, dude, I can't, it doesn't make sense to me financially to do this job. Like, I can go do a bunch of residential jobs right now because the construction market's crazy and make way more money. He's like, I don't have time to pour your footings and then wait 20 days, and then pour your walls and wait 20 days, and then pour your floor and wait 20 days. He's like, I just can't do that, man. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this job for you. And so literally, 2 hours in, we overcome a little bit of one hurdle with the sewer, and my contractor's like bailing on me. And I was just like, dude, if you don't do this job for me, I am screwed. Like, I'm completely screwed. Because right now, at least in my area, contractors are super tough to find, like good ones. And if you do find one, they're probably 6 months to a year out. And so essentially we would not be able to start construction, right now this summer, and we would have to probably start next spring. And it would ruin us. Having to pay those interest payments on the lot for that long, it would completely ruin us. And not to mention, just sitting on the ground, and we have a time frame where this building has to be built, within the bank. So I think our time frame's like 6 months to 9 months. Like 9 months is the longest we can go. And so, anyways, long story short, I call my engineer, and we were able to essentially, with a little bit of wordsmithing, adjust the PSI requirements within the plans to where we wouldn't have to test the concrete. And so, we were able to avoid that hurdle. And that kind of allowed us to make my contractors a little more comfortable. And so anyways, he felt a lot better doing that. And so he went ahead and we were good. Anyways, we're here at the job site. So let's go check it out. And then on the way back, I'll tell you some of the other hurdles that we've had. So let's go check out the job. Let's go check out the building. Looks like they got started super early this morning. Like I said, my kids had, so I woke up, worked out at like 5, and then my kids had their first day of school, so I wasn't able to get here like bright and early as soon as they started. But let's show you the job. All right, guys, what's up? Like I said, we just pulled up to the lot, so I'm gonna flip the camera around, kind of show you what everything's looking like here. So my boys got here early, and they already got the concrete poured. So with this concrete, we're gonna have a concrete floor with our building here. And so it's pretty cool. What they've done is they give the concrete company like an additive, and it's just like a powder dye that dyes the concrete a little bit darker color, because we're going to do a concrete floor. And so what that does is, like, if this concrete gets chipped, the whole floor is the same color, so you don't see like spots. So what they're doing is they've gotten the concrete all poured, but now they gotta let it cure and set up a little bit so that they can do a power trowel on it to get it super smooth and hard. And I don't know, I'm not a concrete guy, so they could explain it a little better, but yeah, it's come a long ways from the last time you were here. With they don't want to be in the shot, they're running away. So yeah, so let me kind of show you what I was talking about with that sewer. So essentially, we showed up the first day, so we already got water right here, right guys? So we got like 3 water terminals. We got one here, one here, one here, so we can pull water in from those. So water wasn't an issue. We got power over here. Let me kind of show you. So see that box right here? That's like a power box, transformer right here. So we got power there, so no big deal. But the sewer, it actually showed like the closest sewer line is freaking clear over here, right? So what we did was we had the Roto-Rooter guys come out here. They popped the lid and they sent a snake down in this manhole. So this manhole is like 12 feet deep, guys. It's super deep. So they sent the snake down in to check, you know, if there was a tie-in that went over towards the lot. But it turns out that it just, this sewer line goes just straight this way. So it doesn't go in over here. And so in order to be able to tie into the sewer, we would have to bring a line clear across all this pavement, and who knows what other lines are going through here, right? Like gas lines or water lines or power. And so it would have been a giant mess. Like, it would have been a huge ordeal. And so that was kind of the concern that we had that very first day, because it would have cost us, you know, $20,000-$30,000. Luckily, kind of how I was telling you guys a little earlier, I was able to get on the phone with the city and get a bunch of maps and this and that. And like I said, their mapping system, like, they don't keep really good track of where their lines are, and the lines aren't real accurate. But we found out that there's a line up here, and originally, like, we saw these manholes, so we knew, you know, they were here. But on the manhole, if you look at it, it says storm drain and not sewer. So we thought that this was just the storm line, but it turns out that this is actually the sewer. So we were able to come out, had a guy come snake this, and we found that there was a tie-in right here, which was huge. So right here, there's a little offshoot. He was able to find that, so it's pretty cool. He can tell us the actual depth and everything. So right there, there's a tie-in, 10 feet 6 inches. And so what we had to do was come out here with the excavator and kind of dig down and fish for it. And luckily, we were able to find it pretty quickly. So it's right here. They put the 4x4 in there to mark it. So our sewer line right here will essentially stub out, and we'll tie into that. And so that was a huge, like a huge hurdle that we were able to kind of overcome that, not have to drop 30 grand, you know. So that was like a huge blessing, honestly, because that would have made this build super hard. So yeah, basically I'm gonna hang out with these guys, and once this sets up a little bit more, they're gonna start power troweling it. I'll let you guys kind of see what that looks like. But while I got you, I'll just kind of explain some of the other hurdles that we've had. So those two things were kind of the biggest hurdles that we ran into, you know. And then, like I said, my contractor wanting to bail on me that first day was super stressful. We were pretty stressed about it, but you know, we worked through it. We got it figured out by essentially adjusting the wording in my plans. So my engineer had specifically said that we needed 3,500 psi concrete, and so because of that, the concrete had to be like tested to make sure that it was 3,500. But I called him and he was able to adjust those PSIs, I guess. And there's a regulation that shows if you have it down to 3,000 PSI, which is plenty strong for what we're doing, that you don't have to test it. So we were able to kind of get away from that and get out of that issue. And then, so those were kind of the big hurdles that we've had. Some other things that we've had to figure out was with the power. I'll kind of show you. So this is like a neighboring lot that's for sale, right? And so my border, you can kind of see there's a stake up here at the front. See this stake right here? That little stake. So that's the marker for my border there. And then it comes back over to here to this other stake right here. So that's like my property line. The problem is there's like 10 feet between here and the power here. And so that was another big hurdle that we had to figure out. Luckily, the guy that I bought, you know, my lot from owns this other lot, and he's super awesome to work with. He's a stud. And he's just like, hey, whatever we need to do to get you an easement to bring the power across, we'll do it. And so essentially right now what I'm working on is getting an easement through this section so that I can be able to pull power from this transformer box over to my lot and to be able to feed my building. So that's another thing, you know, we're working on. So like I said, trying to give you guys a super clear, transparent perspective of what it looks like to do this. And so for the power company just to come out and survey in order to get that easement, like they call it leaps and bounds, like the degrees and all that. I don't know how it all works. But anyways, they have to come survey it, and then they, you know, mark it down, say this is an easement, and then that guy has to sign it, and, you know, I sign it, and then the easement becomes official. So we're working on that, but that was just for the surveying on that was like $1,700. So, you know, there's another $1,700 that we had to pay to get just the easement. You know, that's not even including the power, you know, the cost of like actually bringing the power into the lot. And then another thing, kind of give you guys some perspective. So when I bought this lot, I thought it, you know, was big enough that I would be able to put my right here, and then I would be able to put another building back here, like kind of like a strip mall kind of a thing like that we have over here. So I wanted to put one of these back over at the back of my lot. But, you know, just after looking at everything, there's just no way we'll have enough room, you know, to be able to have my drive-through here, parking, and then a building. There's just no way. And so, you know, I don't want to just have an empty lot back here. I don't want wasted space. And so it was kind of an afterthought. But what we're going to do is we're pulling power and water in. We'll have like a central spot right here, and we're going to have a spot where food trucks can park. So we'll have like 1, 2, 3 food trucks that can come in here and park. You know, if they want to rent it out for the week or for the month or whatever it may be, you know, I can figure that out with them down the road. But that's kind of the idea, is we'll be able to have a spot where food trucks can come in and do their thing. And, you know, I think it'll help them to have a permanent spot with power and water. They don't have to, you know, have their generators and bring water and all that stuff. And, you know, it'll probably help us too, be able to have just a lot of people coming in and out. So that was kind of a last minute workaround. So I had to submit that into the city. basically right now they're reviewing it, and they'll come back to me if I have to submit anything else or any other plans to make that happen. You know, a bunch of other stuff is, you know, just it's a constant back and forth with the city. So when we originally set up our building, you know, I had it measured exactly where it was going to go. After stepping it all off, we decided we want a little bit more space over here for the drive-through so people can make this corner. And because of that, you know, I had to adjust the plans, and I had to send that into the city, and they have to accept it and approve it. And so it's a constant battle, you know, to keep them happy and keep everything moving. And, you know, with the construction market right now, it's crazy. And so that's, you know, the kind of probably the biggest fight, you know, battle I guess that I deal with is just, you know, keeping with my contractor. He's honestly doing a great job. He's super slammed, but he's just making it happen. And so, you know, props to him. He's doing a, you know, fabulous job. But just getting other subs in here, you know, so like the framers and the electrician and the plumbers and all those guys, it just takes time. They're just slammed, and they're just, you know, materials are super expensive. So those are all kind of the battles that we're fighting every single day. But yeah, it's coming along, you guys. We're excited. I'm hoping that we'll be able to open up here, you know, November timeframe, December timeframe, hopefully at the latest. These are another thing so these rocks were on the lot when I bought it, and I thought that, so I didn't know exactly where my property lines were when I bought this lot. You can kind of tell there's a little hill here. There's an elevation difference from this lot up to my lot. And so I told the guy to leave the rocks because I thought that this elevation change was going to be on my side of the property. Turns out that it's far enough over that I don't have to worry about it. It's more his problem. But I told him to leave the rocks just in case we needed to build a retaining wall. But where it's his problem, I don't need to do that. So now I have a bunch of big ass rocks that I don't honestly know what to do with. So might be able to try to sell them or just give them away, whoever needs them. Like for, you know, they'd be perfect for like landscape rocks or like big retaining wall or something. But yeah, so this is kind of where we're at, you guys. We're making it happen slowly. You know, it's a battle, but I'm excited. I think it'll be great. You know, I'd rather work my ass off now and put myself and my family in a place where, you know, we can be financially free and have assets and have businesses than, you know, working for the man every day and you know, barely making ends meet, you know what I mean? And so I guess I just challenge you guys, you know, don't be complacent, don't be content, you know, go, if you have those dreams, like go get them. Like you're gonna have problems, you're gonna have hurdles, but you know, if you want to succeed, you'll figure out a way through it, you know. And like I said, we have some other investments that we put aside. Like I have some Bitcoin and stuff, you know. I think that it's got a lot of room to run, so I don't want to sell it right now if I don't have to. But guess what, if I do, like if you know, it comes down to it and I have to sell it to make this happen, dude, it's no big deal. Like I will, absolutely. Like we're gonna make the sacrifices that we need to make this thing happen, make this thing a reality. So yeah, we're gonna keep you posted, and super stoked about, you know, what this is gonna turn into. So keep watching the videos, keep following. You know, I'd love it if you guys could like and subscribe to the channel. I'm super new at this YouTube thing. Honestly, you probably could tell, but I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But, you know, if you can support the channel in any way, that would be great. Love to hear your comments. If you have questions, you know, about certain aspects of this thing, you know, love to hear it. So I'll, once I get started power troweling this thing, I'll bring you back and we can watch them do that. So we'll talk to you later. What's up, guys? All right, so the concrete's set up a little bit. We're able to start doing some finish work on it. So right now what we're doing is like, so this is going to be the back door, and then there's the entrance door over there. So like what we're doing is just doing some of the finish work, and then they're going to start with the power trowel. Basically what we're doing here is we're just doing some of the edging. We're just kind of getting this, kind of that rounded edge right where the door comes in. Get that piece out of there. Let the boss tell me how I did. Then he's kind of fixing that little crease right there so there's no lines. That's how a pro does it. Sweet. Get some power troweling. Alright guys, well that kind of catches y'all up on where we're at. So we're making progress slowly but surely. Every day it's a new challenge, but like I said, you know, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Super excited to be able to have these opportunities to go out and do this. Kind of the next thing is yeah, I mean, this kind of will wrap up this video, but I'll bring you back next time. Kind of show you the finished product on the floor. So they'll essentially, what you just watched, they'll do that another 4 or 5 times throughout the day as the concrete starts to set up and harden, and it'll get like just this like perfectly smooth finish on it. It'll be super hard, but my goal is to give you about a video a week on the progress. You know, and some of these videos will be, you know, kind of out at the lot, you know, showing you the construction progress and kind of what we're doing for the day. Some of these videos will be the like more administrative side of things that I've had to do in order to create this business. So setting up LLCs, getting, you know, the loans from the bank, you know, how I leveraged different assets to create the capital that I needed to start this. So yeah, stuff like that. So I'm excited for this journey. Like I said, like, comment, you know, subscribe, all that stuff. Love to read your comments and connect with you guys. Yeah, Carter Diem, we're out. YOLO.